So it is February favourites time. If you don't have a cup of tea in your hand or some form of beverage, go and get one right now, because I have got a lot of makeup and skincare to get through today. So I'm going to get down to that in 5, 4, 3, 2, screw it, I'm just gonna do it. So I'm going to get started with makeup because I feel like that's what the majority of you know me for, and that's what you come and watch my favourites for. So if you want to see the skincare and stuff, you can just keep watching, and if you just want to know my makeup favourites for this month, then I've got 2. I know, 2. What is happening to me? I must be coming down with something, but there are only 2 things that have really kind of stood out to me this month. The first one being one that I wasn't so sure on a couple of months back when it launched. This is the Clarins Instant Comfort Lip Oil. It smells incredible. It smells like chocolate. It's got a hint of like a cocoa-y, shea buttery kind of scent to it. So descriptive, but it just smells lovely. It sits really comfortably on the lips. I'm wearing it today over a matte lip pencil. It's very long lasting and non-sticky. It also comes in 2 shades. I have the shade Honey, which is like an orangey colour, and then there's a pink one which I think is called Raspberry or something like that, which I may have to pick up. I just seem to have an obsession with buying all of the ranges of Clarins lip products. I now have nearly all of their Instant Light Lip Balm Perfectors. I'm just so obsessed. So Clarins are winning it in the lip product department for me at the moment. And then I have some eyeshadow favourites, which I feel like I never really talk about eyeshadows as favourites. I don't know, I'm probably completely talking out my arse and I talk about them all the time. I just can't remember, but I feel like I very rarely fall in love with eyeshadows, and the By Terry Ombre Black Stars have had a lot of love everywhere recently, and it's completely with good reason because these are beautiful. This month I did what is probably my favourite makeup tutorial that I have ever done on YouTube. I did my date night makeup, which I will link up here if I remember. I'm useless at remembering. And in that I used the By Terry Ombre Black Star in the shade Bronze Moon, and it is gorgeous. It's a very bronzy, taupey colour. It's quite light, it's not too dark. I have another favourite from By Terry, which is the Ombre Black Star eyeshadow in Rose Quartz, which is a beautiful pinky colour. It's very similar to All That Glitters from MAC, which I love. It's one of my favourite eyeshadows, and this is it in cream, long-lasting, super amazing sheeny form. And I've been wearing this a lot just on an everyday basis. I am so in love with this. That is so long-lasting, so beautiful. I think I'm going to have to pick up all of them. And then we have a hair care favourite, and this is very rare for me along with skincare because my skincare and hair care routines just don't change ever. I get asked quite a lot about my hair care routine and if I can do a video on it, but up until recently it has very rarely changed, and I've just been switching up a few things because I've been growing my hair. It's now getting quite long, which I'm really happy about. And one of the things that I've been loving using so far this year is the Sacha Joanne hair repair, which is kind of like a hair mask that you leave on for anything from like 5 to 20 minutes, and it just makes your hair so soft and shiny, and it feels stronger and it feels more manageable. It's kind of more silky, but it's not like when you have a keratin blow dry and it goes a bit kind of limp and doesn't do anything. It's my perfect hair mask aside from the smell. The smell is kind of a bit granny-ish and I couldn't get on with it at first, but now I just don't really notice it at all. I've been using it quite a lot. I'd say I'm around a quarter of the way through it now, but I am just obsessed with this. It's been a staple in my hair care routine. I use it kind of every 2 to 3 washes depending on how much time I have, how lazy I am, etc. And I've noticed such a difference in my hair since I've been using this, and everyone has in my vlogs as well. Lots of you have been saying how nice and shiny my hair looks, and I noticed it as well. As the weeks have gone on and I've been making more vlogs, I've noticed in each vlog how shiny my hair has been getting, and I can only really put that change down to this. It's pricey, but in comparison to the drugstore masks that I've used, it's so worth it. So if it is in your budget, I would definitely recommend giving it a try. And then we move on to skincare, and I'm just so excited to talk about skincare this month because I very rarely get to talk about it and I very rarely find new things that I love. So I'm going to get started in order of application. The first item is the Pai Lotus and Orange Blossom Toner, which I have had for a very long time, and when I was in Paris we did a skincare workshop which I wasn't overly kind of like bowled over by. I was kind of like, I don't know, I know a lot about skincare anyway, so it was kind of not really teaching me anything. But one of the products that I used in that workshop was this, and I was just spritzing it to kind of keep my face moist before we moved on to the next step. And it really does make a massive difference in comparison to when I've used other toners in my routine. I don't really notice it really doing very much, but with this I noticed a massive difference in how hydrated my skin felt, and I've been using this morning and night now, and I've never enjoyed using a toner as much as I've enjoyed using this, and I just love it. This was completely unused before, kind of like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I'm now quite a way through it, and I think I will have to repurchase another one when it runs out because I'm so impressed with this. Plus it smells beautiful as well. And then we have a serum which I have always loved. I've loved this since I first bought it. It's the Sarah Chapman Skin Assist Overnight Facial, and I love this all the time, but recently I have been really appreciating this one. I've been on a lot of shoots and I've been having to have my makeup taken off a lot for filming and things like that, and when you're taking makeup off, putting it back on, taking it off, putting it back on, it just wreaks havoc on your skin, and I've just been layering this on at night and just sitting there like, because my skin does just get so sore when you kind of use makeup remover to take it off over and over again, and this has just been completely soothing and very nourishing on it and really helping it to not feel too dried out. I even had an afternoon this week after a shoot where I just wore this the whole day and was kind of layering it on, and my skin feels great now, and I'm so happy that I kind of took a day out to use that because it was just so nourishing on my skin and completely helped it to kind of get back to normal. And then we move on to masks, and I'm really excited about this because I very rarely switch from my Aesop Parsley Sea cleansing mask. It's very kind of detoxing, very cleansing on your skin, really lovely, but these do 2 separate things, and I feel like I now have my perfect little team of masks. The first one is an old favourite, which I think I first spoke about this time last year, and I'm a massive fan of this and actually just managed to forget about it over the summer, and I have been so obsessed with this past month. I rediscovered this in the skincare workshop as well, and I was telling Tajan how nice it was because she was there with me and she wasn't sure about whether she should use it on her skin, and I was like, go for it, it's so good, I love it. And then I was like, why am I not using this? Because I love this. The second I got home, I just pulled this out of the drawer that it was living in and slapped it straight on my face, and it was just so nice. It's so nourishing and soothing. It's very hydrating, but I think it also has a little bit of a kind of cleansing property to it as well. It's kind of a nice all-rounder if you just want to use one mask. I've just realised I haven't even said what it is, but it's the Antipodes Aura Manuka Honey Mask, which is beautiful. It smells incredible. Like, even if you don't buy this, find it in a store and just give it a smell because it smells delicious. I've been using this more in the morning. Sometimes I use it in the evening after a few masks, but I've been using this on its own sometimes in the morning when I want my skin to look really nice for the day because I find it's just so hydrating. It leaves my skin feeling really plump for the entire day and it just feels lovely. If I have a day where I'm going to have my makeup on constantly, whether I'm doing photos or I'm just out and about, this is the best thing for it because it just helps my skin to look really glowing all day. And then we have a mask that I got for Christmas, and I've been kind of sitting on this one and using it quite frequently to kind of see what I really thought about it. I really like to give skincare a long time for me to kind of decide what I feel about it. But with this one, I've really enjoyed kind of giving it a try and seeing how I feel about it. It's the Ren Flash Rinse 1 Minute Facial, and it's very brightening. It's got little kind of beads in it that kind of pop as you rub them into the skin, and it's very kind of brightening. It kind of just perks up your skin. I like to use it in the morning or at night as kind of like the end mask in a routine. I don't know what it is. I really like this. I like the fact that it's for a minute because that just works so well with any of my routines. If I don't have time for any other mask, I can make time for this one. I use this after cleansing, and you're meant to kind of use it on kind of like dry, just about damp skin, but I always make sure that my hands are at least wet just so it's not too drying on my skin. I just don't feel like my skin ever benefits from that kind of application. But that's kind of an individual differences thing, but I just kind of rub it into the skin and all of the beads just kind of start to pop, and then I go in with properly like really wet hands and give it a good working in, leave it for a minute and then take it straight off. And I don't ever leave it for longer. Some masks I'm like, oh yeah, I'll leave this for like 10 minutes instead of 5 and it's great, but with this I definitely wouldn't recommend that because I feel like that's far too much for your skin. And after that I just rinse it off and my skin just looks a lot brighter and a bit more perky than it did before. It's nothing like too dramatic. I'm not like, whoa, my skin is glowing, but it's a really nice little mask to use when your skin is just a bit lackluster. So that is my last favourite. I feel like this has gone really, really quickly and the whole month has gone by so completely quickly. I'm just amazed at the fact that it is now almost March. That's something magical because that means that we are just 1 month closer to summer, which which is amazing. And my neighbour has just started drilling, so I am going to wrap this up and go now because otherwise it will be unbearable. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys on Tuesday for a new vlog. Bye!